Hello and thanks for joining the Tuesday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Ayodele Ozubakun. Today on the program, Buhari orders DSS police to deal with security problems as herdsmen slaughter policeman, kill 2 civil defense personnel in Benue, and later on, EFCC vows to deal with money-swallowing snake. I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otitoju and Wahid Bakare. So if you're ready, let the hangout start now. Glad to have you. Now, when Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka said herdsmen have declared war on Nigeria, many thought his comments as exaggeration, but the current circumstances in which Benue states are not exaggerated. Hundreds of defenseless citizens have become victims of cruel attacks orchestrated by killer machines who place premium on the feeding of their cattle than human life. This violence has again escalated with the killing of a policeman and 2 civil defense officers in Lago and Guma local government area of the states. The 3 security operatives were ambushed, attacked, and killed by suspected herdsmen. They were saddled with the responsibility of ensuring, those that are saddled with the responsibility of ensuring the protection of lives and property had the targets themselves. On Monday, President Muhammadu Buhari challenged law enforcement agencies to take intelligence gathering and sharing much more seriously. He met with security chiefs in Abuja and assured Nigerians that his administration will implement measures to put an end to insecurity plaguing the country. When will this show of horror in Benue State end? Babajide, it's something we moved from Boko Haram, and as we are counting our losses and counting the gains, the areas we've secured in the northeastern part of Nigeria, this is fast becoming like a replacement of the bloodthirsty Boko Haram guys that are being put under control right now. This herdsman thing, and it started, now it has escalated, it's now like a full-blown war. Who are these guys?
It's really an embarrassment, you know. It's really an embarrassment that almost every day we read about attacks by herdsmen. There are some characters who accuse the Nigerian media of being biased, that they're always reporting the killing by Fulanis. They don't talk about it when Fulanis are killed. They point out what happened in Mambila, where they claim that 800 Fulanis were slaughtered. But what they fail to realize, what those ignorant people fail to realize, is that this one happens almost every day. If the adversaries of herdsmen strike in one day, they may not strike again until maybe many months. The attacks are always far apart. I will give the example of the attack in Adamawa. You know, after that, what we've been reading about are the reprisal killings. Not that they are carrying out fresh attacks. In Mambila, that happened a long time ago. We are not hearing of fresh killings carried out by the same people. It's just the reprisal attacks, the vengeful attacks by people who are on the wrong end of the last one that we continue to read. So definitely, if this continues to happen, people will report. There's no way people will not report it. You can't expect policemen and civil defense personnel sent to Benue State to defend the people. You can't expect them to be killed, and then you expect the media to not talk. Me, I don't understand how people reason. Anywhere in the world, if a policemen are killed, people will report. You can't say people should not report. And if people report, they are doing their job. You can't be deceiving yourself that, oh, the media is biased. If these things are happening with the regularity with which they are happening, people will report. And the truth is, it is this kind of stories that people, once it's in the news, it is what people want to read. I'm telling you. You cannot move away from something that is trending. Put something that is not trending on the front page of your newspaper and expect people to buy. They will ignore you.
And your aim is to sell your paper.
And you want to sell. Because the people out there on Facebook who are saying, oh, the Nigerian media is biased, they are not going to contribute money to you to pay salaries of staff. So these things are misplaced. And I've said that what Nigerians need to do is to agree to live together. Trading blame is not the solution. Because this thing is getting out of hands. These are not the first set of security agents who have been killed in Benue. So if you are saying, oh, farmers attacked Fulani people, killed Fulani people, then the Fulani people retaliated. The security people who are being killed, what have they done? What is their crime? What is their crime? Who will tell me who they killed? We can't. That's why I said the other day that it appears that these fellows have declared war against the Nigerian state. Because if you continue to kill security operatives of the Nigerian state, then you've declared war on the Nigerian state. And since it has pleased the DSS to tell us that these people are not Nigerians, that they are ISIS, then the security agencies have the liberty to descend fully on them with the full arsenal at their disposal. So they cannot treat them as Nigerians. They should treat them as foreigners who have come into our country to kill innocent people, because that is what the DSS DG said. If we are to believe his story, although the Minister of Defense is saying a different thing. So the truth is, for me, I'm embarrassed. At a point you ask yourself, must we talk about this every day? But if something is in the news, we are obligated to talk about it. It's the nature of our job.
Wahid, the cost of human life in Nigeria is, does not, human life in Nigeria does not amount to anything again. And from what I can deduce, because it's no longer news when you say 5 dead, in Boko Haram attack and 10 recorded killed by herdsmen. We compare figures now. If you say 200, 300, it's good to make headline. It's now.
In the past, our worry had always been that we have a very short life expectancy, one of the shortest in the world. But now we no longer worry about that, because on a daily basis, we are cut down. People are being killed. It's either they are killed by herdsmen or they are killed by. There are cases whereby kidnappers will kidnap in the course of asking for ransom and things like that. Even there are cases whereby they collect ransom and still go ahead and kill the victim. In 2017, through herdsmen attack, we lost no fewer than 500 people. In fact, the figure that was given by Amnesty International was 549 across 14 states of the Federation. But as we speak, today is just February 12. By the time you had the one that happened yesterday, overnight, at least we have over 160 killed. And we are still in February.
Those are the ones that reported, though.
In 2 months.
No, reported ones.
Reported ones.
Yes.
There were so many cases that were not reported. It's a sad thing that anytime there is a problem, they push the blame to media. They start accusing media of being biased. How? When people are being killed, it should not be reported. Are we going to continue to fold our arms? No. If in 2017 we lost 549 people to these similar attacks, and before the end of 2 months of the year, we still have at least we have lost 168 people.
In 2016, we had the Agatu killings by the same group.
By the same
and
group.
The Agatu killings were higher. The casualty figure was higher.
So something must be done urgently. You can't say if they are foreigners, are we supposed to bear the brunt? Are you now saying that it's the masses that will bear the brunt of your own inefficiency? How did they enter the country? Why is it that our borders are so porous that every Tom, Dick, and Harry can sneak in and sneak out? You know, something must be done about it.
You can't enter Chad like that.
You can't say because if they are foreigners, then you get them out of the country. Just yesterday, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ilorin, you know, raised the alarm. It was reported in the media today. Are you not saying people should not report it? He had a press conference. Some representatives of the Fulani herdsmen, they were there. Police were there. DSS, all the security agencies were well represented. And he said the dam of the school have been poisoned. And they have set so many of their farmland ablaze just because they said there was an agreement at a particular time that after this period, we have had enough of you. We accommodated you just to show you that we are magnanimous and we are ready to accommodate our neighbors. You know, and there was a time limit. After the expiration of the time, they approached them. You have to leave now. You know, they still asked for more time, and they were giving more time only for the VC to address the press yesterday. That they not only the school dam, most of the experiments that has reached advanced stage, especially those ones that are being done on the farm, they have been destroyed. They have been destroyed. Must we continue to fold our hands and allow them to be having field day? And you now say media are biased. There is no guarantee that tomorrow we won't read another attack.
Yes.
There's nothing like that because they have been so emboldened. You know, that is the danger in when there are no consequences for what people have done. You know, if there are no consequences, it's a natural thing. They will be emboldened. They want to do more. It is a natural because they will say, okay, we have been doing it, nothing has happened. You know, you can imagine if people have been dealt, if people have been arrested in the past and they have been severely dealt with, perhaps this thing will have ended by now.
Babajide, there's this initial silence when this thing started, you know, by some leaders that we felt that, look, they should speak out against. But right now, everybody is now coming out. Now, the Emir of Kano is now even saying that, look, Miyetti Allah people should make it a point, they should identify the killer headsmen. You know, what does Sanusi, what does he want this Miyetti Allah? Because I thought this Miyetti Allah people, they've never at any point in time, they've never actually denounced not being the sponsors of this thing.
That is saying they should identify killer headsmen does not mean that they are the sponsors. And it does not mean that the people are killing on their behalf. That's not the point. What he simply wants is, look, those of you, the headsmen who are engaged in lawful practice of their profession, let us know them. Let us know them. And then when bad people stray into your midst, you should be able to hand them over to security agencies. Because let me tell you, every tribe has bad eggs. We should not be biased about that. We should be able to tell ourselves the truth. Bad men, bad eggs among every tribe. Whether you are Yoruba or Igbo, we have bad people amongst us. So when we're talking about those involved in these killings, the real decent Fulani who go about their lawful duties, they know the bad ones. They know. It's just like when we are doing the story of cattle rustling. You know, cattle rustling is actually carried out by the bad Fulani.
Against the Fulani?
Yes. If you go to a state like Zamfara, they can come on a market day, on each bike, 3 of them carrying guns, sophisticated weapons. And then they will come and steal people's cattle. They are familiar with the area. They know where people keep their cattle. They come and steal people's cattle. It is the bad eggs amongst them who choose not to work hard like other people that are involved in the business. I have interviews that we had with Fulani in Katsina, admitting that it is the bad eggs amongst the Fulani that are involved in cattle rustling. Maybe tomorrow we'll get an opportunity to play it. I'm talking about the story that Somna Sambo did. That won an award.
Yes.
Wole Soyinka Award. I mean, this is the fact. So as we have decent headsmen going about their lawful duty, we have those who are indecent. So the ones who are indecent are involved in all sorts of criminalities, including now kidnapping on Abuja Highway. They have been arrested, we are seeing them. So what Serikin Kano is saying is, expose those bad ones because you know them. If they stray into your territory where you are practicing your own business, you can identify them. Alert the security agencies that, look, these bad eggs have come. These people are tarnishing our image, they have come. So that the security agencies can descend on them, and bring them to book. That is what I think he's saying. Because in my view, even the Miyetti Allah does not have that much influence, that much control over a lawless group. Those who come just to kill people and get away. Miyetti Allah, if they are saying that they have influence on those people, honestly, they are deceiving themselves. Because these people have chosen to just do what they like.
Almost uncontrollable. So
it has reached a point now that everyone must work out to identify them, let the security people know where they hibernate, so that they can descend on them. Look at these people that they killed. They went to Bath. The civil defense people. There is a stream where they go to bath in Guma. And then, because these people are always hanging around, so what they do is they take turns to bath. Some will act as sentry with their guns so that they can defend those who are bathing. That's security, because we post policemen, we post soldiers into the bush, where in most cases, they have no access to water and all that. So, but what happened was, as they were bathing, a group of killer herdsmen descended on them and then opened fire. So, and the others who were supposed to protect them, they took to their heels. And then they killed those two guys. It has to stop. We cannot, there's no country that can progress with consistent bloodletting in this manner. It has to stop.
I have my first caller on the line from Benue State. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Ayo.
Yes, go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, you see, the problem of this insecurity. Federal government is the security agencies are complaining that those guys are foreigners. Then why is it that those foreigners will believe they are the ones that are paying them to do the job for them? Because most of those guys, they are the cattle owners from the north. I'm speaking from Zaki there. Babajide may even know that place.
Yeah.
The situation of, like yesterday, there was an attack in Ayilamu, in local government.
Yes.
3 policemen were killed. And when there was a reply signal, they decided to arrest about 2 kid boys inside the Fulani gang. So every society, there are some bad eggs. You see, we were disappointed just because of a 50,000 recharge card. They want to the Fulani to keep their men, their tribesmen. You see that? So the security has a very good duty to take care of those people. They should not be scapegoats.
All right, thank you, Luther. Luther, thank you for your contribution. Wahid, President Buhari now, nobody can accuse him of not standing or speaking against or acting enough on this. It might, at the initial stage, a lot of criticism came, but it's as if the president is firing on all cylinders now. There was a security meeting in the last 48 hours, and he has given the marching orders to this. Do you think we'll be able to contain this thing, and why are we just doing that now?
Well, it's unfortunate that the president is just reacting now. I wish he had done that earlier on. Perhaps some of those that died after the January 1st attack will have still been alive by now. But it is never too late. Now that he has come out to say it, we expect that the security agents chiefs, will go all the way out and make sure they arrest this killer. Not just only arrest them, because if you look at what the president tweeted after it was a closed door meeting. So, but after the meeting, he sent out a tweet, giving an hint of what transpired at the meeting. He did not only challenge the security agents, he also challenged the judiciary that, look, after arresting them, there must be diligent prosecution.
It must be brought to book.
They must be brought to book to serve as a deterrent to others, because that's the only way with which we can stop this. It's also a good thing that he has also asked them to share intelligence among them. For instance, in the U.S., prior to the 9/11 attacks, intelligence sharing was never formalized. But after that sad incident, they now realized that it is very important for CIA, FBI. They were working as a secret agent. That was what they were expected to do anyway. But they now discovered that, for the fact that they were holding information from each other, it also led to the magnitude of that attack. Because if once the agency was able to gather intelligence, it can share with other agencies. Because if you cannot nip it in the bud, you can never tell whether it's the next sister agents, that will have the capacity and the capability to nip it. So it's a good thing that they have now agreed that they should be sharing intelligence. Now, what I expect the president to do now is that if the killings, continue, he should now be bold enough to sanction the service chiefs, because he has given them if you are saying that because of the body language of the president, you don't know what step to take, now that he has come out to say you must go after the killers, identify them, bring them to book. So the ball is now in their courts. Let's see how they are going to play it.
Jide, I will still want to throw the same question to you. Why did it take President Buhari a little long to come all out? I saw him in Nasarawa State speaking against these headsmen, speaking against killings and everything. And lately he has been doing that, condemning the killings consistently. Why did it take him long for him to come out like that? Because already Nigerians, they've already built a kind of perception.
You see, he's a president that is naturally slow, no doubt about it. That is family in his DNA. He's naturally slow, no doubt about it. And slow to respond to issues is one of the big mistakes that the president makes, because sometimes when you need him to speak out quickly, respond decisively, it takes a while. Don't forget that even it took him a long time to send troops to Agatu back then. And the moment he sent troops, the killing stopped. So that is my quarrel. Why sometimes I ask myself, so who are the people who get to talk to the president? Or is it that they talk to him sometimes, he just ignores them? After all, a former president before him said, yes, you are my advisor, but I'm not under obligation to take your advice. So I really don't understand what's going on. It took him a long while to send troops to Agatu, but the moment he sent troops, the whole thing ended. Governors can't on their own send
at all. They don't have such powers.
They don't have such powers. But as a commander-in-chief, you are the one who can send these troops, and you know what troops will do. Yes, I know that we are in a difficult situation with our soldiers. We have a war in the northeast that we must win. And we need troops to put troops on ground, even when we claim territory from these bloodthirsty Boko Haram people. So I know that a president has to weigh everything before he decides, like how many troops can I send and all that. But it was wrong of the president to have responded late. But just as Wahid said, he has given the security agencies marching order. Elsewhere, where you see clearly that your security agencies cannot solve a problem, you don't waste any time with them. You let them go. There are Nigerians who are better, who will do that job better than some of the people that the president has kept at their jobs.
Let's quickly take this breather. Let's pay these bills. When we come back, we'll talk more. It's still Journalist Hangout. Please stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Journalist Hangout, and we are looking at the security situation there in the north central part of the country, especially the herdsmen killing in Benue State particularly. But actually, these the governors of Taraba and Benue States, they were accused by Emir Sanusi of, training militias. I don't know. Maybe it can substantiate that, but I've read a quote by Governor Autumn that people should defend themselves. Should we resort to self-help?
No, the thing is, it will get to a point that people will have to defend themselves. If the government of the day fails in its duty of protecting lives and property, people will...
It's primary responsibility.
Yes, people will defend themselves. Look, the greatest gift that God has given you is your life. Because when you have life, many things can come your way. So the greatest gift that God has given man is life. So you have to fight to protect your life, So I think he made that statement. Yes, the statement may sound irresponsible somehow, and the statement may actually worsen the already terrible state of violence. But if you wait and wait for government to come to your aid and it doesn't happen, you will defend yourself. In Enugu State, that was what happened. They waited and waited. Protection didn't come. And then they just wasted those villagers. The governor, Uwanyi, was so mad. Now, if he's saying that some governors, those two governors, have trained militia, if it was someone else that said it, honestly, I'll begin to believe. But the Emir of Kano has a history of saying things that he can't substantiate. He accused the governor of Kano of spending a month in China chasing elusive foreign investment. The governor only spent about 3 days. This same emir claimed that the National Assembly was spending 25% of Nigeria's budget. When he now realized that he was wrong, he wrote an apology letter to Ahmed Makarfi. Makarfi was the
in the Senate.
The chairman of Senate Committee on Finance. Makarfi leaked his apology letter to Punch because everyone knows, even an illiterate knows, that the National Assembly does not spend 25% of our budget. Look at it this year. What is our budget? Our budget is in excess of 7 trillion. What is the budget of the National Assembly? So he has a history of making such claims. If he has proof, then let him provide the proof. But I know that he does not have that proof. And that's why when he had this problem with the Kano governor, he had to apologize in the end. Because when you accuse a man of what he didn't commit, an offense that he didn't commit, and that man is supposed to be your boss, then you are looking for trouble.
You are looking for trouble.
So in the end, he had to apologize. He got even the acting president at that time and other people to intervene.
Unless.
And then after that, he stopped talking. I mean, people should not make. He has that. The first time he said money was missing in the NNPC, he actually mentioned $48 billion. He couldn't prove it.
Okay, Niyi is calling us from Kwara State.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, thank you, Niyi. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for holding on.
Yes, I'm very happy to be on live. I'm trying severally to the second of coming. So the issue of enhancement, I want to take a cue from what Mr. Bawajide has already said on the issue of the president not being sensitive in taking decisive actions against the security chiefs. For God's sake, there are a lot of competent Nigeria across board that can do the job very well. If the president gives a marching order to security, give them a mandate. If you cannot address the situation, I remove you. You will see that one of the security agents will have to motivate the officers, both intelligence gathering, and they will move into the scene and arrest the situation. People are dying. We are talking of man life. Please, I want the president to be proactive and all security get their life rest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Niyi. Thank you for your contribution. Wahid, now when we look at this game of mutual suspicion, some people were said to be arming some young men in Benue State with AK-47 and everything. I think they've been arrested. They are under interrogation. And is it because of the failure of governments to protect these people? That's why they might result in, okay, let's try. We have to defend ourselves, as Jide said initially.
You know, if you say people should not resort to self-help, it's like you are beating a child, and at the same time you are telling the child not to cry. You know, if you look at the statement credited to the leader of Agbekoya in Oyo State just yesterday, it was reported in the media today. They said they have had enough. That in the past, they have reported cases of this invasion by the so-called Fulani men, and nothing has been done up to now. Just last week, they killed the SARS commander in that area. You also recall that Gani Adams, the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò, also issued a statement saying that enough is enough. So it is a natural thing. People will resort to self-help. It will be stupid of them to continue to fold their arms while they are being killed on a daily basis, and help is not coming. If government fails in its constitutional responsibility of ensuring security of lives and property of the citizen, are you now saying that they should just fold their arms and continue to allow their villages being turned into slaughter slabs, you know, on a daily basis? There must be a way out. If government is not willing to do anything, they will help themselves, because like sanity of life, of human life, is a global thing. It's not a Nigerian thing. Nobody wants to die. As difficult as the decision is, people still believe that, you know, when there is life, there is hope. All those that have been killed, there is nothing. They can't contribute any quota. There is no hope for them. They have gone and they have gone forever. So they need to ensure that such thing does not even recur in their community. Like the Enugu State that DJ made reference to, you also recall that immediately after the killings, you know, the governor provided 100 million naira. It was reported in the media. He provided 100 million naira to the vigilance group in that area. It's a way of saying you people use this money to help yourself, because he knows that he has no control over the police. He can't tell the commissioner of police to do his bidding. The commissioner of police, we have to take order. We have to take clearance from the IG. And the IG only reports to the president. So we find out it's a very difficult situation. And the only way out is for people will resort to self-help. But the only disadvantage in it is that by the time they resort to self-help, you can never tell the magnitude of that crisis. It can snowball, it can degenerate into unimaginable level, because people will be so fed up. You know, they want to fight back. There's nothing wrong with that. But if government does not want that to happen, the government should be alive to its responsibility by ensuring that their life and property are secured.
Judy, finally on this, we know that a kind of a ray of hope came yesterday with the backing of the Governors Forum on this state police thing. Now, a lot of people are saying that, look, that state police will be more effective when, if this comes into law and this kind of situation, we'll be able to arrest this situation that foreigners cannot come into a community unidentified, that those people will be able to identify any strange, you know, faces coming into the environment.
You know, I've never believed in state police, and I've given my reasons. Maybe on one of our programs, we can talk about the dangers of state police for a whole hour. Even if I do the talking alone, I can do it for 1 hour. Because just drawing from what happened during the First Republic alone, I will never pray for state police.
Are we going to say,
and ask people like Tanko Yaka say, who are alive today, the horror that they went through in the hands of native authority police. Because at that time, they just aligned with the ruling government, the Sardauna's government. It is what Sardauna's government wants that they do. And all the emirs attached to emirs' palaces were prisons. So that once they arrest you, they say you've done this, they put you in jail straight. It's the emirs I talked about how the late J.S. Olawoyin was humiliated.
So are we going to say because of all these disadvantages?
Look, these governors who can't pay people's salaries regularly, can they fund the police in their states? Can they fund the police? I mean, before we start, let's even look at the mechanism. Let's look at how it will work.
I'm sure this will be a discussion for a full day.
These governors who can't allow political opponents to even win one seat in local government election, will they not use the police, the state police, against political opponents? That's why people are saying that we have not matured up to that level.
The state electoral commission.
They won't allow them.
It is the same argument.
One seat they will not give to the opposition. One seat they will not concede. They will rather bring out little boys to come and be part of the electoral
100%.
process. They will not agree because state governors are the ones funding SEC in their states. Look at a governor from the Northwest. Because the House in his state moved against him, they wanted to impeach him. What did he do? He got the DSS to lock up the speaker and the majority leader. So if that one has state police, he doesn't even need to go to Abuja to get DSS to carry those people and lock them.
He will crush them.
He will crush them with the state police. You want to impeach me? That I'm the governor of the state. I control security in the state. People can get emotional about this. Anytime we have this problem, people will come out and talk about state police. I respect the vice president. Fantastic talker. He can sell highs to Eskimos. He can talk. He's a former Lagos State debating champion. In his secondary school days, nobody could defeat Oshibajo in a debate in this state. So he can talk. But the truth is, some of these issues, if we are to practicalize, he has a clean heart. But does he think that is a heart that every politician has? Is he even a politician? Is Oshibajo a politician? He's not a politician.
I'm sure this will take like an hour. We are going to revisit it. The governors' forums endorsements.
It is the same argument.
All the victims of state police that are not dead today, who are still alive, very old, people like Tanko Yaka say, I will bring up their names. I will bring names of children of victims of state police when it was known as Native Authority Police in the North. I will mention their names. Those of them from Kano, from Kaduna, and I will mention their names. We can call some of them to recall what their parents went through. Some of them were even sentenced to death.
All right.
For political reasons in our country.
Jide, we have to do it another day. We have to make it a full
I'm ready.
debate. Another day. We have to do it another day. Now, Nigeria has been reduced to the status of wild jungle. A place where hyenas and jackals were attempting to rule the jungle because the Lion King is weak, old and tired. Would it not be surprising then if the snake doesn't make an appearance? Well, it did. Last Saturday, the social media went wild when reports of a money-gulping snake broke. This snake sneaked into Jam's account's office in Benue State, the same Benue, at night and swallowed a whopping sum of 36 million naira from the vault. A Jam official revealed this during an audit of the sale of UTME scratch cards made in previous years before the system was abolished. Nigerians may have been seeing the comedy in this story, but it's a pure case of corruption and criminality. On Monday, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, vowed not to show mercy to the alleged snake. Though the culprit has been suspended by Jam, this shows how deeply corruption is entrenched. And I don't know. Gentlemen, Wahid, let me start from you. It's when I read that story, I think on Saturday about kind of sounded so ridiculous. And it's a reflection of the level of corruption, especially among civil servants.
If people want to lie, they should go and learn how to tell lies. How can you say that a snake, swallowed 36 million? That snake must be the most successful snake in the whole world. It doesn't add up. you are in charge of 36 million naira. I read the story of the lady. There is nothing to show any, no matter how little the intelligence, there's nothing.
By now she should be cooling her ass in one detention.
No, you can say maybe she's still being investigated, until after the investigation, you can say, because how can anybody say that snake swallowed 36 million naira? But my only worry is, my worry is that why did they allow that kind of money to be in the hand of a clerk, because she's a clerk who was in charge of selling a scratch card. That tells you the magnitude, the magnitude of the corruption that has become so endemic in our society. Just yesterday at our management meeting, we were talking about the way people steal money in this country, and you begin to wonder, what does a man need in life that will make him to steal the amount of money people are stealing? The other day, somebody stole, they said they found 86 exotic cars in the compound of one person, one individual. Is that not madness? What do you want? The other, there was a time.
How many of them can you drive?
There was a time they said somebody had over 100 houses in Dubai. For what? How many are you going to steal?
To a madman.
It's only people who have lost their sense of dignity and their sense of reasoning, that can go to that level. I just pray that we'll get to the root of this problem. Since the JAMB salesman came in, Professor Loyede, he had blocked so many loopholes. This money is money that was gathered from the last set of, he has scrapped that. And somebody kept that kind of money. It was so nauseating the way she was even explaining it. I can't believe it.
But when you look at this scenario and playing out, and you begin to think about the way corruption the way this kind of how would I describe it? Loopholes in our system. Yeah. Because a system that can make a permanent secretary, have access to millions upon millions of dollars, and a system that will make an ordinary clerk have access to, what kind of system are we running?
It's a terrible thing. You see, JAMB is a cesspool of corruption. Many JAMB staff connive with their CBT operators just to fleece candidates. They take money from candidates and promise that they are going to make them score 300 plus and all that. Meanwhile, at the end of the day, they won't be able to do it. So I'm happy that this Oloyede of a man came, blocked all the loopholes.
Former Vice of Investor of Ilorin.
Yes, he has made me proud, And today, JAMB has actually become a revenue generating.
Honestly.
And Oloyede has not increased exam fees.
To show you the kind of money that was going down the drain.
Yes, he has not increased exam fees. So what is happening? This person just lied. It's a cheap lie. It's a cheap lie. That
I'm sure she's just below the kid.
She's not the only one. Look, junior civil servants, some of them as low as level 7, level 6. In Abuja and other places, some of them are billionaires. Billionaires in terms of assets. Some of them have houses in Guarimpa and different places. I've talked about how someone who was on level 9 had estates, not one, no, in Abuja. So the corruption has become, for many Nigerians, like breathing in and breathing out. Something that you just must do, you just must steal. There's no need for it, but you think that your life is dependent on stealing. Because I don't even want to call these things corruption. Because when we call it corruption, we are merely deodorizing it. I think to that extent, Jonathan was right. Let's call it what it is. It is barefaced stealing. Because when you say you are a thief, it does not edify anyone. But when you say, oh, you are corrupt, it appears to dampen it a little bit, You make it more corporate to say, oh, he's corrupt. He's a thief. Let's begin to call people what they are. Thieves. Thieves. Barefaced thieves. So the man has a lot to do in JAMB. And today, the senator with the bushy hair, this is a senator from Kaduna Central, he went to the JAMB headquarters today with snake charmers and anti-venom. Anti-snake venom.
That's my senator.
That's the picture that I was showing you. My friend, Dino Akindele Ayekoto, actually sent that picture to me. It's my Facebook friend. He sent the picture to me. And the JAMB registrar was just laughing. Look at him. Look at the anti-snake venom.
Wow, I wish my producer
Okay, bring the snake out.
Packs of anti-snake venom to say, oh, you probably still have some snakes. There are some money consuming snakes here. So I've come to help you.
So
I brought snake charmers for you.
You know, there are so many snake charmers in the north.
Anti-snake venom for you, so that as a JAMB registrar, you can deal with this problem once and for all. We appreciate Senator Shehu Sani for this piece of drama. But what is happening, there is no snake.
Honestly,
consuming money anyway.
snake.
I can see that even EFCC has said that they are going to descend on this snake.
Yes.
But I'm worried for even EFCC. Bala Mohammed, the former FCT minister, the witness came to court to say all the houses that they claim that Bala owned, that those houses do not belong to Bala. That is trial that has been on for more than 3 years. We don't want to end in defeat for the FCC. If witness can come and say, no, Bala does not own those houses. So I'm worried about the fact that
the outcome.
Mega thieves, let's not call them corruption again. I will promote this advocacy to call people thieves and not to corrupt people. That this mega thieves, Barao, that they will not end up in jail. It's a bad thing. And Asata Kasana, they are really stealing in this country. Honestly, why a lot of them are walking away free?
I don't know what happened on that divorce journey. I don't know. But I know that it was stated that JAMB wasn't making a return to the federal government as I went there, and somebody got there in less than a year. It's making
returning billions
and a non-revenue government body.
He's fighting a lot of battles. There are so many forces fighting against him because he has done something unprecedented.
No, they hate him now.
How do we hate him away?
They hate him now.
So they hate him with passion. Not just they hate him with passion. You need to understand what the man is going through now.
I said there was an agency that he went to.
You want to stop us.
So you think we don't want to return money, Abi? You. They will bill him if he wants to do anything with an agency of government now. Say you, Oloyede, they will bill him heavy money. They will say, oh, so you think we too don't want to return money, Abi? You want to be shining before Buhari. Man. So the rest of us, we can't shine.
Oh, man.
So the corporation that is
So it's like a loaner.
Yes, the corporation. People don't like decent people. Nigerians don't like decent people.
It was shocking that somebody returned 5 billion naira in a place that they have never returned up to 20 million in the past. For how many years? And somebody just came overnight and remitted 5 billion naira. You think they will like that kind of person?
Without fees.
Wahid, I want to thank you for being part of this edition of Journalist Hangout. Babajide, thank you for at least beaming the searchlight into this. And that's it for Journalist Hangout today. You can also join us tomorrow for another interesting episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast tonight at 11. You can also watch Journalist Hangouts on other platforms showing on the screen. You can also catch us on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. Our feedback channel is Journalist Hangout at tvcnews.tv. I am Ayodele Uzubakun. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.